Hello, hi everyone. Welcome back to this YouTube channel, Cikgu Hazim Official. And here we are back in chapter 2, additional mathematics. So we want to continue with the next thing, which is we have learned how to convert the general form to become a vertex form. Now we want to learn how to sketch the quadratic graph. Okay, so to sketch this quadratic graph here, you need to know about 5 components, 5 to 4, I'm not sure. I think what I wrote here is 4, but I put there is 5, but so it's okay, no problem. Okay, 5 or 4, but still it's easy component. All right, so you just need to identify this thing one by one to make sure that you get the correct and precise quadratic graph. So these 4 components here needed before sketching the graph. What is the thing? The first one is the shape of the graph. You must know that in a quadratic you can only have 2 types of quadratic, either smiling or a sad face. So how do you know a smiling or sad face? Just look at the value of a. You already know how to identify the value of a, b, c. Now just look on the value of a. If the value is positive or the value is more than 0, it must be a smiling graph. Okay, smile graph. How do you know it? It must be the smile graph like that. And yeah, I just draw the nose and the eyes like that so that you know the smile graph. But if the value of a is negative, less than 0, it must be a sad face graph here, something like that. And whenever you have a smile graph, you must have a minimum point, and a sad face is a maximum point. That's quite obvious. Okay, alright, so once you have learned about the shape here, which is just identify the a, now you need to know about the y-intercept. So what does it mean by y-intercept? Y-intercept means the coordinate that when the graph intercepting the y-axis. Where is it at? So you need to understand that it happened at the y-axis. It happened when it cuts the y-axis. So how you want to calculate that and how you want to find that? It's quite simple. Whenever you find the value of a, b, c, the value of c in the equation is the y-intercept straight away. Okay, straight away. So you know that the value of a here. So when I look at these things, okay, so when you look at these things here, you know that the value of a equal to 1, b equal to -6, and c equal to 9. So what is the coordinate of the y-intercept here? Straight away, you know that the y-intercept, it will be 9 here. So this is going to be y-intercept. So if I draw in the graph here, how does it look like? It must happen at the coordinate of 0 and 9. So where is 0 and 9? Try to sketch it, just maybe it's here. So maybe this is 9 here, the coordinate here is 0 and 9. Or just by put that 9 first. So the graph must be smiling because a is equal to +1, and the graph is smiling, and it must have the y-intercept of 9 here. That's how we do. It's something like that. Okay, so here I'm just showing it to you that the coordinates happening at the y-intercept here must be 0 and 9. So that's how you understand. It's quite simple. Remember, y-intercept is equal to c value. After that, how you want to find the x-intercept? So x-intercept here, what does it mean? It means the coordinate where graph intercepting the x-axis. This vice versa to the y-intercept. It's quite simple, but it's also known as roots. Please remember that. Okay, so how you want to know? To find x-intercept, you want to make it y equal to 0, and the other way around, y-intercept equal to x equal to 0. But I already told you to make it easy. Just see value there. Okay, alright, so to find roots here, we have 2 methods. Method number 1, by formula. What's the formula? It will be given, which is x equal to -b plus minus b square root of b square minus 4ac divided by 2a. Okay, and method number 2 here is by calculator, where in by calculator here, which is if you are using Casio calculator, especially that I put over here is Casio. Alright, Casio 570ms and 570es or class width. Okay, so that's the thing. If you are using another kind of calculator, I'm not sure about that, but most of you guys are using Casio. Okay, so the step in these things here for Casio here, I have 2 things. This is actually the example for 570ms. What is the method? What is the method? What is the step? And 570es and class width is almost the same, but for a class width, you may have to press alpha A. Alright, but I'm not going to show you on that. I'm just going to show you 570ms first. One example ms, second example I'm going to show es. Okay, the step here is press mode 3 times, press equation, and then press mode 1 time, press number 2 as the degree, and then insert the value abc. How? Let's look at this example. So this example here is, of course, we identify the value of a, b, c. A equal to 1, b equal to -1, and c equal to -6. And press everything in the calculator. First of all, follow the step. Number 1, press mode 3 times. 1, 2, 3. You're gonna see EQN, MAT, VCT. Then you press number 1, as in EQN is also representing equation. So you press number 1. Okay, they will ask you unknown. Then step number 3, you need to press mode one more time. Press mode one more time. Then they're gonna ask about degree, either DEG or degree. Then you're gonna put 2 degree here, which is the degree of 2 means that the power of the equation is actually 2, which is a quadratic. So you put 2. Then you insert the value of a, b, c. How do you insert the value of a, b, c? You press it by pressing equal. So first of all, a, you press 1, and then you press equal. Then b, what's the value of b? B is -1, and then equal. C equal to -6, and then you press equal. You're gonna get x1 equal to 3 and x2 equal to -2. Straight away, x1, okay, the first x here equal to 3 and the second x equal to -2. Isn't it kind of easy and obvious? So if you have the graph here, just for an example, that means your graph here have the x-intercept here is -3 and have the x-intercept here is 2. That's quite obvious. So that's how we find the x-intercept, which is root. You can try to use by formula. That's the way it is. But I'm just showing to you the calculator, a quicker method. So, and the next thing, and the next component for you to know to sketch the graph here is coordinate of the turning point, which is maximum minimum point. How? Just use the vertex form. And refer to my previous video in the playlist, and then these things here you can just know it by using the vertex form. I refer to the previous video. So here's actually example of how to sketch the graph here. Okay, so by sketching the graph here, it may not be a precise graph, but that's what it is. It's called by sketching. So what is the component number 1? Component number 1 is identifying the shape. So identify what's the value of a here. A equal to 1, b equal to -5, c equal to 6. So by shape of the graph here, a equal to 1, so that means it must be smiling. That's the first component. Second component, y-intercept. Y-intercept is equal to c value, and c value is equal to 6. That means your coordinate is 0, 6. You already identified that. Step number 3, or component number 3, press everything in the calculator. Okay, I'm going to show it to you this calculator again, which is I press AC here. If I want to go back to normal mode, I press mode and then 1. And if I want to go back here, press mode 3 times, 1, 2, 3, EQN number 1, and then press mode one more time, then press degree. And set the value of a equal to 5, b equal to -5, and 6, c equal to 6 here. You're going to get the x equal to 3 and x equal to 2. So your x-intercept here, you're going to get 2 value, x equal to what again? 3 and 2, yes, 3 and 2. You already get that things. Next step, how you want to get the component of the turning point. By using what method? Remember, which is the method that I'm using is -b/2a method. So remember that we need to convert it, become a bracket x minus h square plus k. So h equal to -b/2a. Alright, so negative b is what? -5. -5 over 2 multiplied by 1 here, which is a equal to 1. Then you're going to get +5/2, which is 2.5. Okay, and how to find the value of k? You substitute the value of h back into the initial equation, where initial equation is yx squared here. So k equal to 2.5 square minus with 5 multiplied by 2.5, and then plus with 6 here. Okay, alright, so what is going to be? Then this one you can press in the calculator if you're not sure. Press mode 1 here. 2.5 square, what it will be 6.25. 5 multiplied by 2.5, this one you can press it in the calculator. On that calculator, I'll show it to you later. So 5 multiplied by 2.5, it will be 12.5, so minus 12.5 and plus 6. This one is the same example that I showed you in the second video, I think. So 6 minus 12.5, sorry, it's 6.25. I always forget about that. 6.25 minus with 12.5 and then plus with 6. What did you get here? So what you're going to get here is going to be -0.25. So here's 0.25 here. Then we have everything. we already have everything, which is the coordinate of the minimum point here. Why is it minimum? Because it's smiling here. The coordinate is going to be 2.5 and negative 0.25. Then we have everything. How do we sketch it? So let me show it to you one by one. Example here. I should use the black color so that you can see it clearly. Okay, let's see here. Okay, alright, just imagine like that. This is y-axis. You need to always label this x-axis. First of all, pinpoint where is the y-intercept. Always do that first. 0, 6. You know that this is 0. Imagine that this is 6 here. Just imagine. Okay, and then after that 3 and 2, both of it on positive, so imagine that this is actually 2 and imagine that this is actually 3. Just imagine. And so it must happen here and it must happen here. Okay, and then after that the minimum point here, it must be at 2.5. Imagine 2.5 is here, and then negative 0.25, negative 0.25 maybe is here. So your point must be located at this point, and the minimum point is here and here. Then you can sketch that your smiling graph here, something like this. It's something like that. Yeah, that's how we do. Okay, and that's the way we sketch the graph. Remember this 4 component here. Always remember this 4 component. And how about let's try to do this another example here, which we have to use another the second type of calculator. So always remember step number 1, identify the value of a, b, c first. So a equal to negative 3, b equal to negative 1, and c equal to positive 14. So the first component is the shape. A equal to negative 3. That means must be a sad face. We're done with that. Step number 2, y-intercept. Your y-intercept is equal to c value. C value equal to 14. That means the coordinate is 0 and 14. We're done with that. And then press in the calculator. Yeah, for this calculator here, how do you do it? Okay, so in this thing, it's kind of simple. You just need to find the mode here. Press mode or menu, and then find equation. For class width, I believe you need to press alpha A, but this one you need to press equation. So you press number 5 as an equation here, and then you find the quadratic ax squared plus bx plus c, which is number 3, and then you insert as usual. It's kind of simple and quicker method. So you put negative 3 as a, b negative 1, and c equal to 14. Okay, what will you get? X equal to 2 and x equal to this one is in fraction here, which is negative 7 over 3, which is negative 7 over 3 here, which is going to be negative 2.33333. Yeah, okay, for some reason my calculator is a bit lagging here. I'm gonna repeat this thing. Negative 3, negative 1, and 14 here. You're gonna get 2 and negative 2.3333, or I'll suggest you to put in the fraction. So your x-intercept, it will be x equal to what again? 2 and negative 7 over 3. 2 and x equal to negative 7 over 3. You already get that thing for x-intercept. And now how to find for the turning point. So for turning point here, remember the formula is h equal to negative b over 2a, which is negative b here. What is b? Which is b is negative 1 over 2 multiplied by a. What is a? A equal to negative 3. What you will get here, which is negative and negative become positive, positive 1, and here become negative 6. So that would be a negative 1 over 6. Okay, that's for h. And how about k? K, substitute this thing back into the initial equation. So it will be negative 3 bracket negative 1 over 6 square. Okay, and then minus with negative 1 over 6, and then plus with 14. Okay, plus with 14. Do it manually here. Negative 3, and then when you square it, become 1 out of 36. And then minus and minus become positive 1 over 6 plus 14. This one you can press in the calculator. I'm using this kind of calculator here, which is, if you are using this calculator also can, and I believe it's quite simpler, which is what you do here. You can straight away put everything, negative 3, and then open up the bracket, 1 out of 36. Just press everything in the calculator. Plus with 1 out of 6, and then plus with 14. What you will get here, it will get 14.08333, which is recurring, or 169 out of 12. 169 out of 12. And 169 out of 12 here is around what value? So you can know that it's around 14 point something. So you already get these things here. Now you should know that the minimum, the maximum point must be -1/6 and 169 out of 12 here. Then sketch everything. So that's why it's quite simple here. Actually, it's quite simple. Just follow this 4 component here. You will be okay. All right. So yeah, let's see these things. This is y-axis, this is x-axis. So first of all, it must be a set face, and then you sketch this thing. Sketch the y-intercept first. Y-intercept, it must happen at 14. So imagine that this is 14. Just imagine, okay. And then x-intercept is 2 and -7/3. Imagine that this is 2. Imagine this is around -7/3. Okay, all right. And then after that, it must happen in the middle here, which is -1 out of 6. And then it happened here, which is 14.08333. Yeah, 33 recurring. Just then you're gonna see that the point here, it must happen here maximum y-intercept, x-intercept, and it must have a U shape. You must have a U shape. If you don't have a U shape, that may be wrong. So, but yeah, that's how it is. Make sure your U shape is nice lah. Okay, make sure your U shape is really nice. So that's how we do this question, and that's how we sketch the graph. I really hope that this thing, and I really hope that this video can make you understand better. Okay, and if you find that this video is useful and you can understand better, yes, all right, hit the like button, okay, or maybe you can share it with your friends so that you can earn more and you can understand better. And of course, subscribe for more daily video at around 8 p.m. And yeah, that's all for this video, and I hope that you could understand here, and we'll see each other again for the next video. And thank you so much, and bye bye.